Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, down here, up there, out there, around the world. Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you all... I certainly hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I did. Pro tip, rent a karaoke machine. Just do it. All the girls get up and sing, I Will Survive. All the boys get up and sing, The Boys Are Back in Town by Thin Lizzy. And of course, by sing, I mean scream. If you went home for Thanksgiving, you may have noticed that you weren't alone. In fact, the TSA says that yesterday, December 1st, was their busiest day ever, with a record of 3.087 million air travelers. Yeah. And even though their group wasn't called, every single one of them tried to board the plane ahead of you. But, despite the crowds, the TSA stays laser focused on the biggest threat to America, liquids over 3 ounces. It's true. On their social media, they posted this photo featuring confiscated water bottles and 1 bottle of ranch dressing. You just know. There was some dad who tried to chug the whole thing before giving it up. I paid for this, damn it, and I'm not gonna waste it. Kids, you get to work on the Thousand Island. Does anyone have any celery? With Thanksgiving behind us, we are now strapped to a runaway sleigh, careening toward Christmas Junction. And one family opened their gifts a little early this year because yesterday, Joe Biden gave a full pardon to his son Hunter. You go, Joe. You go. I don't know if it was the right thing to do, but you certainly earned that world's greatest dad mug. Now, Biden announced it last night, right? He announced it last night, but technically, he snuck Hunter's pardon in last week while he was doing the turkeys. I think this pardon proves that with less than 2 months to go, Joe is officially out of malarkeys. And by malarkeys, I mean I say he should go full bucket list. Just pardon everybody. Just load up those pardons, do a Nerf machine gun and go pop, 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 pop. Just hit them all. Pardon all the January 6th people before Trump can do it. That would really burn him up. Or you know what? You know what would be really funny? This would be really funny. If Joe pardoned, like, every late night host. And just because I think it would be a funny bit, I would accept that pardon. Now, this pardon doesn't cover the charges Hunter is currently facing, but also offenses against the United States which he has committed or may have committed or taken part in during the period from January 1st, 2014 through December 1st, 2024. Coincidentally, that's also the window of time for the Comcast guy to arrive. The language is so broad that experts say we haven't seen a pardon as sweeping as Hunter Biden's in generations. So it's less of a blanket pardon and more of a tarp. Now, one reason some people are upset is that Biden reversed his long-standing pledge not to use his presidential powers to protect his son. And I get why they'd be angry. Does Biden's word mean nothing? Can we trust anything he says? When he goes, I'm serious, folks, I'm not kidding around, no joke. Was he, in fact, kidding around? Yes, Joe. Now, for his part, Trump keeps making some unusual choices for his cabinet. For instance, his nominee for FBI director, Kash Patel, seen here about to lose a staring contest with his own reflection. Patel is a true Trump loyalist with very little management or law enforcement experience. And judging from what he said on this podcast, he's no fan of the FBI.
I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening the next day as a museum of the deep state.
Wow. That's going to be a weird gift shop. Ooh, honey, look at this. They have a snow globe of what really happened to JFK. Wow. What seems clear is that Trump is purposely appointing people who promise to destroy the thing they've been appointed to run. Next, he's going to replace Smokey the Bear with Flamo the Arsonist. Now, in order to appoint Patel, Trump has to fire the current head of the FBI, Christopher Wray, who Trump appointed in 2017. Evidently, Trump felt Wray wasn't enough of a loyalist and soured on him within months. I'm, for one, not surprised. It's hard to keep the spark alive when it's always FBI and never FB us. Unlike Wray, so hard. That's so hard. We need to talk. We need to talk. Unlike Wray, who evidently is very by the book, folks are worried Patel is going to investigate Trump's political enemies. Considering last year, Patel said this.
We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice.
Oh, really? You see me shake Kash? Let me help you remember me, okay? I'm the middle-aged, brown-haired white guy with an 11:30 network show. And I will never bow down to authoritarians, or my name isn't Jimmy something. Write it down. Write it down. Another reason Trump may have picked Patel is that Patel has written a series of children's books that pay homage to King Donald, called The Plot Against the King, in which Hillary Queenton and her shifty knight spread lies that King Donald had cheated to become king. It is really unpleasant to make conspiracy theories and children's stories. That's why bookstores sold hardly any copies of Good Night, We Never Landed on the Moon. What else is going on? Ooh, speaking of Trump stuffing nominees up his cabinet, we keep finding out more upsetting stuff about his pick to head the Department of Defense. Fox News host and 4-year-old who was allowed to dress himself today, Pete Hegseth. Reportedly, Pete's a bit of a workaholic in that at work, he's an alcoholic. He has already been accused of a drunken sexual assault, and one newly released whistleblower report says that from 2013 to 2016, Hegseth was repeatedly intoxicated in his official capacity as the president of Concerned Veterans of America, including one episode where Hegseth had to be restrained while drunk from joining the dancers on the stage of a Louisiana strip club. That is truly a sad and pathetic image, but fun fact, in a Louisiana strip club, the G in G-string stands for gumbo. It is... Wow. It is a damn mess in there. And it gets worse. In a separate letter, a former employee complained that on an official tour, he found Hegseth at a bar in the early morning hours, drunkenly chanting, "Kill all Muslims, kill all Muslims." That is horrendous. But sadly, too many drinking songs have religious bigotry. I mean, we remember this classic.
He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, he drinks a lager drink, he hates the Mennonites.
We forget. How soon we forget. Pete was also a mess at the office because, according to the whistleblower, Hegseth and other members of his management team sexually pursued the organization's female staffers, whom they divided into two groups, the party girls and the not party girls. Eventually, both groups became known as the "Can we please work from home" girls. But those allegations, of course, are all from coworkers, and Hegseth is a family man. And apparently, they don't like him either, because the New York Times acquired an email that Hegseth's mother sent him after Hegseth cheated on his second wife with his coworker, who he also got pregnant. Now, his mother now disavows the sentiment of the email, saying she wrote it in anger. But here's what she wrote. "Son, I have tried to keep quiet about your character and behavior, but as a woman and your mother, I feel I must speak out. You are an abuser of women. That is the ugly truth, and I have no respect for any man that belittles, lies, cheats, sleeps around, and uses women for his own power and ego. You are that man, and have been for years. And as your mother, it pains me and embarrasses me to say that, but it is the sad, sad truth." Sounds like somebody's a not party girl. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Daniel Craig and Auligi Travaglio. But when we come back, I answer some questions from your kids.